The dry summer quickly turning into a wet start to fall. How the recent rain has people in Davenport bracing for more flooding.
Plus, a domestic disturbance call turns into a murder. What neighbors are now saying after hearing the shocking news in Kelowna.
WHBF is local for you. This is Local 4 News this morning.
Good morning, everybody, on this Thursday morning. I'm Redrick Terry.
And I'm Alexandria Ikomoni. Thanks for waking up with us on Local 4 News this morning.
The recent rain is causing the Mississippi River to rise out of its banks.
And Davenport leaders just announced plans to deal with the predicted flood crest. Local 4's Andrea Medina joined us live in Davenport. Good morning, Andrea. What's their game plan this morning?
Good morning, guys. Yeah, so this is kind of the area where it's going to be highly affected right now, and crews are keeping an eye out on conditions and maintaining the flood measures. Again, we are here in the area where that will be affected in the coming days. We're on the bike path right by Modern Woodman Park in the river's edge, and at the moment, the river hasn't went out of its banks just yet. It's still dry and accessible, but when this area does get affected, it will be impassable. Now, minor flooding will begin today as it crosses over the 15-feet mark. It's currently at 14.3 feet. The river is expected to crest at 17.3 on Sunday, and Davenport city leaders will be taking more measures today. Now, as far as road closures go, South Concord Street is currently closed between River Drive and Wapello. Gain Street will be closed south of River Drive. Now, if the river reaches predicted levels, additional closures and lane reduction may be placed along River Drive. Also, crews will be installing a portion of the flood wall at Modern Woodman Park sometime today, and Credit Island and the recreational trail between Marquette and Credit Island will be closed. Now, the Riverfront Walk will also be closed between LeClaire Park and Marquette. That's kind of where we are at now. Now, if you are planning on stopping by at either River's Edge or at the Freight House Farmers Market or Modern Woodman Park this weekend, they'll still remain open. Now, it's been a couple of months since the last time we saw flooding in Davenport, but as a reminder, the city says do not drink the flood water or play or do any of that because it is dangerous and filled with lots of bacteria. Redrick, Alexandria, back to you guys.
Andrea, thank you for that update. Now, this morning, Davenport isn't the only city dealing with the rising water. The river in Clinton could climb to more than a foot over flood stage. Now, right now, crews are working to manage the flooding there. They'll install floodgates at 9th Avenue on Friday, and the floodgates at 25th Avenue will stay open for now.
6:04 now. It's been a scary last 24 hours for neighbors in Kelowna after a murder there. Police got called to a domestic disturbance report yesterday morning. They found 51-year-old Marcy Snyder dead inside a home. Officers immediately arrested her boyfriend, 56-year-old Stephen Scott. We spoke with one of the neighbors who said the pair had been together since she moved to the area over 5 years ago and that they seemed like a happy couple.
Hard to believe, somebody. I mean, what possesses somebody to do that to somebody? I just can't believe this is happening, I guess. He just doesn't strike me as that type that, to be violent.
The Henry County State's Attorney's Office has charged Scott with first-degree murder.
We now know the names of the two people who died Monday in the fiery car crash at Rock Island. They were 41-year-old Michael McManus and 32-year-old Ashley Sylvia. Now, deputies say the car lost control on a curve, hit a ditch, flipped in the air, and caught on fire. This happened on Turkey Hollow Road.
6:05 now. More layoffs coming here in the Quad Cities area from a different company.
Yeah, now Gates Industrial Corporation in Galesburg say it'll lay off 120 people in the next 14 months. But this will be done in phases. This move comes one day after John Deere announced its layoffs on 160 people in the Quad Cities. Local 4's Zachary Winnicky has more.
Well, it's disappointing to hear that people are losing jobs.
That was the feeling when Galesburg officials heard of the job cuts at the Gates plant. Galesburg Mayor John Pritchard says this is very different from what they've been seeing.
No, actually, I think in Knox County we've seen an increase in the number of manufacturing jobs over the last year of about 9%. So this comes as kind of a reversal to that.
And while many people will be losing their job here at Gates over the next 14 months, some people, like the Workforce Office of Western Illinois, have already stepped up to help those who need it.
We assist individuals in connecting them to employment through a variety of different services. sometimes mostly through training.
Director of the Workforce Office of Western Illinois, Blanche Shoup, says they will be working with Gates to get information so they can better help people. She also says there are still plenty of opportunities in Galesburg.
Don't assume that you have to leave to have a good job, because many times people are not aware of the many opportunities that are right in their neighborhood, in this county, in this region.
Pritchard says he doesn't see this as a trend that will continue, but if the city does get more disappointing news about jobs in the future, they will be prepared. From Galesburg, Zachary Winicky, Local 4 News.
6:07 now. Rock Island's recreational marijuana rules are beginning to take shape. The city's cannabis ordinance cleared the Planning Commission last night. Craft growing and cultivation centers will be restricted to agricultural and industrial zones. Packaged product dispensing businesses could operate in industrial and business districts. Same goes for on-site consumption dispensaries, except neighborhood business districts. Infusing businesses would be limited to industrial districts, but the commission wants to allow those in community business districts as well. All cannabis establishments must be at least 100 feet away from any residential zoning. The proposal now heads to Rock Island City Council.
Time now is 6:07. Music plays a huge role in Hispanic culture, and Mercado on 5th and Moline happens every Friday night in the summer. It's the only outdoor venue in the area where DJs and live bands play Spanish music. It started 4 years ago when the organizer wanted a place where the Latino culture is celebrated with food, vendors, and live music. Mercado on 5th is a hotspot for hundreds in the area, coming from all different backgrounds.
Anglo-American people, we have some African-American people. They come and dance Mexican music, you know, and it feels good to see them get involved with our community.
I love it. Now, if you didn't go, you're out of luck. The last one was last Friday for the season, but organizers hope to make it an indoor market in the future.
This is one of the really cool things that happens in the Quad Cities every summer. You mentioned it earlier, everything about Mercado, the food, the music, just the overall atmosphere of it. It is really something to do.
It is.
A great thing to do.
It is, for sure. I was able to go out there a few times and I absolutely loved every single minute of it. I actually do like it outside, just seeing all the lights and just seeing everything light up in that area. Really cool to see, but I'm already dreaming about those tacos that I had. Oh, the tacos out there, Ash. They are so good. I'm so sad the last one was last Friday.
You know, I wish I would have had a fair warning beforehand so I could have went and got some.
Wait, you live very close to that.
Yeah.
You should know. You should have told us.
I'm a busy guy.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, no, next year I am 100% going because that looks like a ton of fun. The thing's cooling down for us. It's not too bad to be outside, but if you are going to be outside, you're probably going to want a light jacket here as we move forward in the forecast because things are cooling down quite a bit, especially those evenings where we like to spend time outdoors. We're getting into some good bonfire weather very soon. 59 in Moline right now, dew point in the mid-lower 50s, dry, crisp air winds at just about 10 to 15 miles per hour now, but gusting a little bit higher. We're going to have gusty winds, going to have cloud cover, all that combined to make it a nice cool day for us all day long. We're going to cool down a little bit from where we're at, and then we'll go back up a little bit this afternoon, but it really never gets too warm outside, lower 60s at most, so that's why it's just going to be a nice cool day for us. As we go through the day, we'll see those winds gust out. We'll see a little bit of clearing in the afternoon, a little bit of sunshine, and then temperatures will drop back down tonight all the way to 43.
Oh.
Oh, I can't wait. I might break out a quarter zip. You know?
Ooh.
Let's see.
Okay,
it is quarter zip season. Oh.
Love those quarter zips.
Oh, I do too. I've got to step
Got
my
that
game
nice
up, actually.
Tommy Bahama one?
I do, yeah. That's the only one I have. And I put it in the dryer last year.
Uh-oh.
So it's kind of riding up a little bit.
Might be time to get another one.
It might be time to get a couple of them, especially if we're going to get some of that on a more regular basis.
We are.
I have my coats and jackets ready to go. So
Coats, oh God.
I'm ready.
Go.
Don't let me bring out the scarf.
Give an inch, take a mile.
Coming up, a pup who's looking for some love.
Look at her. Meet Korea next. She's our pet of the week.
Time now 6:11. You're watching Local 4 News this morning.
WHBF is local for you with Frederick Terry, Alexandria Ikomoni, and meteorologist Ash Simpson. This is Local 4 News this morning in high definition.